Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. My name is Angela and I find my paradise through reading and also through collecting books, because I have acquired more books because I am unhinged, I have no self-control, and I'm not mad about it, right? It could be drugs. um, so here we go. I have acquired some new books, even though I was really trying to be good, because in a couple weeks, I think June 10th, is our big local library used book sale. It's a huge fundraiser for the library. And last year, if you were with me last year, I ended up leaving the library book sale with like 78 books. It was awesome. It was so awesome. This year, I am almost certain that I'm gonna leave like with over 100 books. And I say that because I have better game plan this year. Like last year, I only took off a half day of work and I got to the book sale kind of a couple hours after it started. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. This year, I took the whole day off. All right, I am using one whole vacation day for this event. I am going to be there an hour or so before the doors open. I want to be like one of the first in line. I also have a wagon on reserve. A friend of mine has a big, one of those big heavy duty cloth, kind of like beachy kind of wagons. So I am going to have a wagon that I can bring with me to haul all of these books around. Last year, I only had like a very small kind of rolling market cart. And so that got filled up pretty quickly. I had to go to my car and then come back in and do that again. So hopefully I can fit a ton more books in this wagon so I don't have to make 2 checkout trips. I don't have to stop at a certain time because I will not be working out all that day, and this is going to be crazy. So because I knew the library book sale was coming up, I was like, let me hold off on book buying until then. But if you know me, I have no self-control, none, no willpower, especially when it comes to books. I can't help it. I just can't. Guys, don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone, people. Judgment-free zone. So I am going to show you really quickly the books that I have gotten over the last couple weeks. And I actually have more that are coming within the next week or two because Amazon had their book sale. And so there were some books like 50, 60, 70% off. What do you want from me? I can't. So I ordered like maybe 13 books. So they're going to be delivering in the next couple weeks, or in the next couple days, in the next week or so. So look, I'm not mad. Anyways, so let me show you what I've gotten. And we're going to start off. Oh, you know what? Some of the Amazon books that I ordered did come. So let's do an unboxing first. So let's just start these off because these came yesterday. I'm not even sure what these are. So let's give it a go. Okay. What do we have in here? Oh! Oops. Neil Gaiman, American Gods, a novel. Ooh, this is soft. Flop factor on point. Smells so good. Okay. American Gods. And then the one that fell on the floor is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. Oh, wow. Look at how pretty. There's a witch up there on a broomstick, a house, a guy over here. Oh, he's holding some books. And yeah, so I am in the process of listening to this. I borrowed it on Libby. This was on my TBR list for quite a while. I had heard that this was just such a wonderful, cozy read. And it was available on Libby. So I borrowed it and I've been listening to it, and I'm really enjoying it, honestly. And it is a very cozy experience. So I will do a little rundown or a little review when I'm done listening to this. I'll probably save it until I do get another couple books under my belt so that we can do, what do you call it? A wrap up, maybe a month end wrap up. That's probably when I'll talk about it. But so far, very good. Good enough that I wanted to get a hard copy. So there that is. All right, we have another package. What do we have here? I should have brought scissors or a knife, because some of these packages, they have these perforated edges, but they're, another Neil Gaiman, Fragile Things. Why am I getting so many Neil Gaiman books? I will talk about that in a second. But Fragile Things. This is Short Fictions and Wonders. Very, very beautiful book. Flop That Dirt. These kind of look like they match. Are they the same height and everything? Yeah, pretty. Looks like he has some kind of a theme going on. Okay. And this one. Not books. I know what this is. Oh, I don't know. Some people may know this about me, but I do love to knit and crochet as well. And I wouldn't say that I collect yarn as much as I collect books. I do have an embarrassing yarn stash. Because sometimes I'll just see just these yarns and I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, and I'll add it to my yarn stash, figuring that at some point I'm going to get to it. So it has been growing, and that is what is in here. This is some more yarn. Yeah. Look. So I got 3 balls of yarn, and I am going to do something with this right away. I got the idea since I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. And sometimes, here's the thing, when I listen to audiobooks, I'm listening to them when I'm doing something. So I've been it's the gardening season, so I've been spending a lot of time out in the garden, and that's when I'll listen to my audiobooks. I'll listen to them when I'm walking my dog, when I am ironing laundry and folding laundry and doing chores around the house. So I'm usually doing something when I'm listening to an audiobook. There are times that I just want to work on a project, a knitting or crocheting project. And sometimes it's just that itch that you want to scratch. If you're a crafty person, you know what I'm talking about. You just want to sit down and do your thing. So I've been getting that itch lately, but there wasn't anything that I could think of that I really wanted to work on. I do have a wrap, like a very soft, cozy wrap that I crocheted a couple years ago that I keep in my office. And it was so simple. It was very mindless, not a pattern, something I just made up, and something that I did while I was listening to audiobooks. So I figured that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make another wrap because I don't really have to pay attention to the pattern or anything. And I'm just kind of relaxing and creating at the same time. So my idea was to make a wrap for all of the other ladies in my office. Okay, so I have a lady in mind for this one. I ordered these colors because when she wears colors like these at work, they just look so good on her. It just compliments her. She just looks gorgeous. So a lot of the light greens and light teals and sea foam, light mint, those colors look amazing on her. So I'm gonna start off with her wrap, and I got these balls of yarn that's gonna look gorgeous, and I hope she likes it. I didn't tell her that I'm doing this, so I'm just gonna make it and leave it on her chair at work. She's gonna know it was me, obviously. But anyways, back to the book haul. Okay, this one. This is a box set. This is the Outlander series box set. How cool is that? It's very, okay, shiny. Okay. This is a 4-book series, and this was on my TBR. I had it on a list of books that I would like to get and read one day because I've heard so many things about them. I saw an episode or two of the TV show. I thought it was really interesting, but I didn't continue with the TV series just because I don't really like watching TV that much. I prefer the books, and the books are usually always better. So I saw this on Facebook Marketplace for $10. See, this is why I have the problem, right? Because you're talking about the library book sale, the Amazon book sale, and then you have this brand new gorgeous box set for $10. What do you expect? I'm gonna get it. Like, what a wonderful deal. So that is that. One thing I've noticed about box sets, I'm gonna make this comment, and if you have some box sets of your own, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is very hard to get these books out. And sometimes getting them back in is a little bit of a chore. So I can't just go to my bookshelf and like kind of easily get my fingers in here. And I would have to take the whole box set and kind of like dump it out that way. And even getting it back in, you don't want to like damage the book, the cover, the pages, kind of squeezing it back in here. It's usually a pretty tight fit. So I am actually considering getting rid of the boxes for my box sets, even though it does add a little something extra, a little extra decoration and design and organization to it. I really don't want to damage my books putting these things in and out. I wrinkled up one of my Percy Jackson books because I have the box set of the Percy Jackson, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really liking it. So that's just my quick little spiel about box sets, but $10, Facebook Marketplace, awesome deal. Another box set that I got is the C.S. Lewis Signature Classics box set. Again, I mean, I like the box and I like the design, but I had a hard time getting a book back in here, and I actually had to open the back. All right, so I had to open it from back here and mess around and hold the flap to the side and put a book in the way and do all this stuff just to try to get it back in there without bending the book. So I might have to get rid of this box because I don't want to damage my books, honestly. But this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9 books in here. One is a journal, the C.S. Lewis journal. Okay, let me show you what's in here. Miracles, Mere Christianity, which was one of my most favorite books for many, many years. The Great Divorce, The Problem of Pain, A Grief Observed, The Abolition of Man, The Four Loves, and The Screwtape Letters. I would love to read all of C.S. Lewis's works. I love his writing. And if you're not familiar with him, he wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. So that's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and all of those stories that come in that set. A lot of it is with a Christian base, Christian theology and belief systems, and he incorporates that a lot into his writings, and you can tell. But even for something like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you don't have to be Christian to appreciate that story. It's tons of adventure, wonderful characters. If they made the movies, and the movies even were really good. So highly recommend, and I would love to read his books. I did read he has like a space trilogy, and I read the first 2 books of the space trilogy, and the 3rd book is one of the ones that I had ordered on Amazon. It was finally on sale, and it should be coming within the next couple days. Definitely Christian beliefs are the background of this story without actually saying that's what it is. I just love his writing, I really do, and I would love to read all of his works, all of them, honestly, because he's such a great writer. I love the way he writes, the way he describes things. He's just got such an amazing style that I just love so much. Anyway, so that's the C.S. Lewis signature box set. I got this from Costco. Did I mention that? Yes, I got it at Costco. And the original price on here is $80. And I got this, I think it was like for $30. So that was a steal. Again, like how can I pass that up? That's why I don't have any self-control, because I know when there's a good deal. So, okay. Now we're getting into some other ones. Let me start off with this one. I got it from a little free library. I was unhauling a book that I had a duplicate of. And so I put that in there. And then I saw this was in there. This is Fyodor Dostoevsky, The Poor Folk and the Gambler. So this is two of his stories in here, Poor Folk and the Gambler. And I got this because I wrote, I wish. I read Crime and Punishment and loved it. So that really made me curious about his other work. So I would love to collect his works, The Idiot, The Brothers Karamazov, and I had never heard of these two, so I am interested in diving into these and seeing what they are like. And then, okay, Neil Gaiman, The Graveyard Book. Oh goodness, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. So this is the reason that I got American Gods and Fragile Things, because this was available on Libby and I was listening to this while I was out in my garden and doing my things. And let me tell you, I had such a good time with this book. I'm not going to really go into all of the details about it. I want to do like a full wrap up, but since this is a book haul, I don't want to spend too much time. But man, Neil Gaiman is so talented. I am loving his writing. The only other book that I read of his was Coraline. And I remember I got that because there was like, you know, there's the movie Coraline, and is that claymation? Either way, it creeped me out. I never actually watched the whole movie ever. So I said, let me read the book. And I thought the book was pretty decent. It was good. It was kind of creepy for sure, but it didn't creep me out as much as the movie did. And then I heard a lot of great things about The Graveyard Book, and everybody was right. This book was such a freaking good time. I miss these guys. And the narrator, Neil Gaiman, because he narrates his own books and he's so talented. As a voice actor, he is top notch. He brought this to life. He did so many different characters and made them each completely individual. I don't even know how to say it, but this book was awesome. And this is just following, real quick, this boy who's being raised in a graveyard by the ghosts that live there. That's all I'm going to say about it for now, but I'll tell you more in my wrap up. Okay. Neil Gaiman, again, trigger warning. Have you ever had that happen where you just enjoyed a book so much and you know, like, this writer is so talented in his words and the way he thinks and puts thoughts together and explains things? It's awesome. So that's what happened. I read listened to this book and I was like, this guy, I need more. I need more of his works. And so I got trigger warning, and this is Short Fictions and Disturbances. And let me see if it matches. He seems to have like this watercolor theme kind of, which with his books. And yep, they are. Look at that. I didn't do that on purpose. I did not do that on purpose. But this one's kind of like a shiny cover. This is more of a matte, rough kind of color. So that's the only difference. But other than that, I think they look very, very well together. Look at that. Definitely. Okay. And the last book in this book haul is, In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. Okay, look at how gorgeous this cover is. the greens. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so gorgeous. And he is the author of The House in the Cerulean Sea and Under the Whispering Door. I'm saying he. I'm not sure if it's male or female, so I don't want to like assume, but I'm not sure what TJ stands for. Again, I already listened to this. This was available on Libby and I borrowed it, and I did not want to stop listening to this. I want his other books. This is following a unconventional family. We're talking sci-fi, dystopian, robots kind of take over the world. There's not really whatever. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is following, and this is like a Pinocchio retelling, right? In a sci-fi dystopian way, which is really, really bizarre. But we have Giovanni. He is a robot living in the woods, and he is an inventor, a creator, and he's raising this little boy. And there is a nurse, a robot nurse, and she is Nurse Ratched, and she is very sadistic and has kind of like a cruel sense of humor. Oh my gosh, so funny, so funny. And then we have Rambo, who is a vacuum cleaner, and he has like anxiety and fear, and he's so sweet and innocent. And I mean, if you're looking for a freaking good time and laughing, this is it. I laughed out loud, like literally out loud, so many times. Like Nurse Ratched is always messing with Rambo, and there was a scene where she's trying to explain to him what a little white lie is, and she's like, oh yeah, it's something that you tell someone that's not true, but you tell it to them to make them feel better. And she says, for example, you're useful. And then she says, so how does that make you feel? And he's like, ooh, I feel nice. Tell me more white lies. And she'll say something like, I like you very much. And you are so brave. So, I mean, that's kind of like the tone of this book. And it's just, oh my gosh, like I want Nurse Rambo or Nurse Ratched and Rambo in my life. They brought everything to the story, and I didn't think I was gonna like it this much, but oh my gosh, like I borrowed it for free from Libby, listening to it. I ended up ordering the hard copy. Like I had to have the hard copy, and now I'm actually considering on using one of my Audible credits to get a copy for me to keep, because I really want to listen to it again, because it was such a sweet story about family and adventure and creation and loyalty and bravery, and it was such a good time. I'll talk a little bit more about it when I do a wrap up, but since this is a book haul, I just really kind of wanted to show it to you. But if you get a chance, if you're looking for something to listen to, if you want a really good audiobook recommendation, this is it. That's that and The Graveyard Book. All right, if you are looking for good audiobooks, that's what oh God, such a good time, such a good time. Oh my gosh, I loved these so much, so much. Anyways, well, look at how happy books make me. I'm ridiculous. I am just so ridiculous. Anyways, so that is all I had for you today. Thank you so much for, I think that's it. Okay, no more packages back here. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will be talking to you soon. Happy reading. Bye.